Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel, and I'm kind of back. I'm back for today, and then I'm going to have a couple more days off, and then we will be back making regular voice commentary videos, some reviews. So I do apologise. I've had a week off work, so I hadn't had. Normally, when I do have a week off work, I normally make content beforehand, so I make sort of 7 videos to see me through, but to be fair, I didn't really have time for that. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have a week off and just upload some of the best replays. So we are back today, and it is time to give away 2 tanks. Yes, 2 tier 10 tanks, and this month we have chose to give away the Chieftain Mk6. Now the Chieftain Mk6 is a brilliant tank. Now, it does take some skill to drive, and if you play it correctly, you can have a very, very good battle. Now, the turret is one of the best turrets in the game. However, it does have a weak hatch on top, so you do have to bear that in mind. But the rest of the turret is very, very strong. 350 mils. Now, obviously, with such a strong turret, the hull is not as strong at only 127. So you do have to try and hide that hull as best as you can. Now, the DPM is actually very, very nice at 2,945. That is with us running calibrated shells, because we have to run calibrated shells because obviously Wargaming have changed the shells, so it has HESH. So it has HESH at 216 millimeters. Now, there's some pluses and some some negatives when it comes to HESH. Obviously, it has less pen. So when you can't pen anything and you want to switch to your premium rounds, it actually has less pen. So that is the negative of having HESH. Obviously, the positive is it has more damage. It does more damage. So I like HESH. I really do like HESH. But sometimes it can suffer when you are driving the Chieftain, because it does only have 275 maximum pen. So yeah, you're going to struggle when you do come up against some of these heavy tanks. You've got a 400 alpha gun on your AP, 470 on your standard HESH, and then 515 on your premium HESH. Now, of course, the premium HESH is only 86 millimeters pen. So yeah, when you come up against grills and stuff like that, you may be able to use the premium HESH. The aim time is okay at 3.3, and your gun dispersion is pretty good at 0.308. And of course, it has 10 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 42 kilometers per hour. So you are all here to win a Chieftain Mk6. Now, I've got 2 of these to give away this month, only 2. So unfortunately, there can only be 2 winners. Now, again, it's the same every month. It's very, very easy to enter, because all you have to do in the comments below is write your in-game name, the server that you play on, and your player ID. Now, you'll get your player ID by going to the settings page in the game, and there's a long number, and that is your player ID. Now, people do worry when sending me their player ID, but honestly, Wargaming is asking for this, and if they're the ones asking for the player ID, you're safe. You're not going to get hacked by giving out your player ID. Trust me, no one else so far. So I've got 2 of these to give away, and again, they're a good tank to have in your garage. And a lot of my tanks that I can give away, they're decent tanks to have in your garage. We could give away this, we can give away a VK90, we can give away Badgers, we can give away, what else is there? There's a couple more tanks. The M60 we can give away, and even though they're not the best of tanks, they're still decent tanks, and they're still tanks that are worthy in your garage. Now, we're going to have a replay here, and hopefully this replay just showcases how strong this tank can actually be, especially in the right hands, especially if you are given the opportunity to use that HESH. Now, if I was to change one thing about the tank, the one thing I would change is, when the FV4202 that has HESH, and then Wargaming kind of removed the HESH and gave it heat, then they sort of put the Hesh back, and they kept the heat gun for those that don't like the Hesh. That's the only thing I would have done differently with this tank, is keep the other gun. Keep the other gun, and then let people choose whether they want to play with Hesh or whether they want to play with the premium round, which I think was APCR. Because sometimes Hesh, you know, I love Hesh, don't get me wrong, but there's certain tanks out there that I think, you know what, I don't think Hesh suits this tank. And I'm not saying it doesn't suit the Chieftain, but you can get yourself in a pickle because you haven't got that premium round. Now, it's different with things like the FV4202 because it's a medium tank. It's a medium tank. You've got the speed to be able to get around there. You're like 65 kilometers an hour speed. So if you can't pen something, or if there's a heavy tank in front of you, you would use your mobility to get behind them. It is a bit harder to do that, of course, when you are driving a heavy tank. So that's the only thing I would have done differently when removing the normal gun and replacing it with the Hesh. And again, not everybody likes Hesh. I like Hesh, excuse me. I like Hesh, but not everybody does like Hesh. So far, we're going to watch the rest of this game, this battle. So far, 3,899 damage done. So he's already played his part. He's already played his part. He doesn't have many hit points left, and it is a 4 versus 4. So he does need to save his hit points as much as he possibly can. Now, 4.3k damage. There is quite low hit points. I mean, the E3 is about to die. The E3 is dead. He's maybe a one-shot to some of these tanks. I mean, the FV4005, if he's fully clipped, it's only a 2-shot. The Conway, depending on what gun he's using, it could be a 1-shot. So it's still a lot of work to do, and you've got the Destiny down there, which has still got a decent amount of hit points. So 5.5k damage done now, but they are slowly bringing these guys down. Now, I probably wouldn't have took that shot against the Conway. Luckily, and I say that lightly, luckily he did bounce the FV4005. So he has got now a few one-shots. So there goes the Conway. The FV4005 is a one-shot, and the E75 there on his team is pretty healthy. So he could be the difference between winning or losing. Not because he's going to do a lot of damage, because he's going to take some damage, which allows the Chieftain not to take the damage. Now, is he going to load up the Hesh? I would have just loaded up the Hesh there. Did he do that? I couldn't really see. I think he did right at the last second. But I would have loaded up the Hesh just to try to clear that guy. Now, he has taken a shot from that FV215B now brings him down to a one-shot. And at this point, he needs to rely on this E75. Now, luckily, they are looking at the E75 and not him. And, of course, you've got the Destiny over there, full hit points. That is AFK. So, oh, nice shot there from the E75 just before he's about to die. Now, it's just this guy versus the Destiny. Now, what you don't want to do at this point is lose the game, because this Destiny is going to pretty much be a one-shot, and then he is going to have free roam at the enemy Destiny, who is AFK. Now, can he get around quick enough, because he is a one-shot, and I think he's just about done it, and a nice win there. And that is what the Chieftain Mk6 is capable of doing. And again, as I've said, it's definitely a tank that is worthy in people's garage. So again, all you've got to do is your in-game name, your server that you play on, and your player ID in the comments below. This is only going to be running until next Friday, so only enter once, you know, be fair. And of course, be fair, if you do have the tank, let someone else have the opportunity to win. So good luck, guys. I'm meadsy69. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.